Morning, everyone. LightningESL.com. When I was your age. Think of those expressions. When I was your age. You've heard this many, many times from your parents or your grandparents or aunts and uncles. When I was your age, we walked to school. When I was your age, we didn't have this, we didn't have that. When I was your age, we were outside. When I was your age, we did this and that. Amazing type of expression, isn't it? You might say you're dating yourself, right? Which means, how old are you? 1,000 years old? 100 years old? How old are you? How old do you feel? I've heard the same expression from people in their 30s saying, I was your age. They haven't lived, you might say. What does it mean by when I was your age? It simply means the thing you have today is not the same things that we had 100 years ago. That's right, 100 years ago. That's right, Mr. Little here has seen people land on the moon. As things change, airplanes have changed, trains have changed, different types of cars have changed. That's right. I've seen many, many things. So when your parents and grandparents say, when I was your age, a lot of times they're telling you the truth. Yeah. Didn't have a lot of convenience that we have now. We didn't have the internet. Didn't have cell phones. We had a thing called the transistor radio. Going back even further, let's go back to times of black and white television sets. No color TVs. No flat screens. Are you crazy? What's that? You had to walk. You want to get somewhere? You have a bus, you have a bicycle, or you walk. That's it. There was no Uber. There was taxi services of some kind. Yes, there was. A lot of these conveniences we take for granted now did not exist 50, 70 years ago. They didn't exist. We didn't have the technology or the idea or manpower for doing such things. That's why you hear the expression, when I was your age. Sometimes you get offended when you're tired of hearing certain stories. Well, the reason you're really hearing these type of expressions and stories is your grandparents and parents and so on are telling you what they had to go through to survive every day versus you don't. Yeah. For example, think of computers. Let's go back to Windows 3.1. Yeah. Windows 95, even earlier. Remember, computers, when it comes to personal computers, are fairly young. Maybe 30 years old. That's it. The internet. How old is the internet? About 30 years old. 1989. Not that old. It's true. We had a place called the library. When I was your age, we had schoolwork to do. We went to a place called the library, full of books. Imagine the horror. A library. What's that? So when you hear the expression, when I was your age, take comfort in knowing most of what the parents or grandparents are telling you when they say, when I was your age, they're telling you the truth. They really are. I know it might seem old. This story you've heard a million times. But think about it. It was cold, you walk. Didn't have snow days. Didn't have PD days or professional development days. Didn't have this, didn't have that. There's no such thing as a minimum wage. When I was a youngster, 100 years ago, if I got $1.50 an hour, I was happy. But again, it's all relative. Things were cheaper. You could buy all kinds of candy for $1.50. I know. But also the living wage was much lower than now. The average wage earner earned $20,000 a year. A year, that's right. But things were cheaper, different lifestyle. All the men wore hats. Yeah, all the men wore hats all year round. The girls wore dresses all year round. It's amazing, isn't it, how things have changed. Lifestyles have changed, fashions have changed. Automobiles have changed, transportation methods have changed. So again, in conclusion, when you hear the expression, when I was your age, take comfort in knowing what you're hearing a lot of, I'd say 75%, is truth. It really, really is. Of course, some parents and grandparents exaggerate these things. I know that. But a lot of what they're saying is actual truth. So take comfort in the advantage you have now compared to what your parents and grandparents had to go through to survive. Things have changed, haven't they? So take comfort in that. This is lightningesl.com. Thank you very much for your time. And remember, to contact me further is lightning@rogers.com. Bye-bye.